laughed when it hurt. They smirked when I broke. They whispered when I struggled, thinking their cruelty was clever, thinking my pain was weakness, something to mock, something to feed their smallness. But pain doesn't destroy everyone. Some of us learn how to build with it. Some of us turn it into armor, into patience, into power they can't touch. I didn't scream when they laughed. I didn't beg them to stop. I didn't explain the weight I was carrying. I went silent, because real battles aren't fought with words. They're fought in the spaces where you suffer quietly, where you rebuild in the shadows no one's watching. They thought their laughter ended the story. They thought I would stay broken, stay small, stay silent out of fear. They were right about one thing. I stayed silent, but not out of fear, out of evolution. Because pain is a forge, and they didn't know it. But every joke, every mockery, every betrayal was making me into something they couldn't break again. They thought my silence was surrender, that because I didn't clap back, didn't cry out, didn't crumble publicly, they won. But silence isn't weakness. It's discipline. It's choosing not to perform pain for people who only show up to enjoy it. While they laughed, I healed. While they pointed fingers, I built walls. While they told stories, I was rewriting my own in a language they can't even understand anymore. They didn't break me. They revealed me. They showed me exactly who they were. And in doing so, they freed me from ever needing their approval again. They thought mocking my pain made them stronger, that laughing gave them the upper hand. But all it did was guarantee that when I rose, they wouldn't be part of the story anymore. I didn't come back louder. I didn't come back angrier. I came back so silent that they have to live with the echo of every word they ever threw at me. And the worst part, I'm not even trying to hurt them. I just stopped caring. And that silence, that's what will haunt them most. They always expected noise, a reaction, a breakdown, some sign that they still had power over me. But when you stop explaining your pain, when you stop performing your suffering for people who never cared, you take everything back. Your voice, your dignity, your fire. And now, I move different. I don't answer the questions they never had the courage to ask sincerely. I don't offer closure to people who never deserve my openness. I don't make noise for an audience that only ever clapped when I stumbled. My silence isn't an accident. It's a decision. It's the wall between me and the versions of them that thought cruelty was clever, that thought pain was funny, that thought breaking me would be entertaining. And now they sit in the silence they earned. A silence so thick it feels like a mirror. A silence that reminds them, you mocked something you didn't understand, and now you live with the consequences you can't escape. If you're still watching this, if you feel that stillness rising inside you, subscribe and hit the bell, because this isn't just a video, it's a resurrection. Yours. They used to laugh like my pain was a punchline, something temporary, something that would break me for good. They didn't realize some things don't break. They bend, they burn, they reshape themselves into something colder, sharper, unstoppable. I don't flinch when I hear their names now. I don't tense up when memories hit. I don't lose sleep wondering why they did what they did. Because I understand now. It was never about me being weak. It was about them being afraid. Afraid that if I ever found out who I really was, They wouldn't be able to control the narrative anymore. And they were right to be afraid. Because I didn't stay broken. I didn't stay soft. I didn't stay small. I stayed quiet. And in that silence, I became everything they feared I might one day become. Not bitter, not broken, but better. Untouchable, unapologetic. Now every time they think about me, they remember not the laughs, but the silence that followed. The space they can never fill again. Because I didn't just survive. I made sure they would hear the absence louder than any scream. They thought they wrote the ending, that their laughter would be the final word, that my silence meant the story was over. But silence isn't the end. It's the reset, the rebuild, the redefinition. I don't need to confront them. I don't need to correct the lies. I don't need to explain why I disappeared. Because the absence says everything. The empty space is where I used to show up. The conversations that die when my name is mentioned. The weight in the air when they remember how they treated me. That's the revenge they never saw coming. Not anger, not chaos, just stillness. Stillness that makes them realize they lost something they'll never get back. I became the silence they fear, the distance they can't cross, the reminder that you can't mock pain without consequences. Not because I shouted back, not because I tried to win, but because I chose myself over the noise, over the cruelty, over them. And now every moment I stay silent is a reminder they have to live with forever. They thought silence was weakness, that if I wasn't fighting, I was finished. But real power doesn't announce itself. It just exists, undeniable, unshakable, unforgettable. I didn't need to scream. I didn't need to expose them. I didn't need to match their noise. I simply left them alone, with their guilt, with their memories, with the echo of everything they thought would disappear. And now, every time they remember me, they don't remember the laughter. They remember the silence that followed, the emptiness they created, the space they can't ever fill again. I didn't break. I didn't beg. I didn't become who they said I was. I became something far more dangerous. Someone who doesn't need them. Someone who doesn't even look back. You mocked my pain. Now live with the silence. Now tell me, what's one thing you survived that they thought would destroy you? Drop your answer in the comments. Let them know they didn't win. And if you're ready to keep building your strength, watch next. Kill them with your silence. Or, you pushed me. I don't stop.